Greetings and salutations, Venus Angels. Welcome back to the podcast Venus Cove, a show about all things astrology, coming of age, and the random, nutty things I tend to think about. I'm your host, August in Venus. Well, I took a week off from here. Yeah, we did that. I did that to recalibrate, reorient everything. Let's just say Scorpio season was hectic. I loved it, but then there comes a point where the human mind and flesh just can't take it anymore. Thank God it's over, and thank God Mercury retrograde has left the building. Please. I feel like we all kind of went through it. Like, we all as a collective started noticing the Mercury energy and the retrograde of it as just like this big thing, you know? Like, I never heard such a big buzz from it before until now. So that was interesting. And I learned some things along the way that I'm going to be sharing. But yeah, can we just quickly recall what Scorpio season did to us? Because it was not sunshines or daisies. In fact, I'm a little traumatized. How about you, angels? I felt the pull of things ending really rip out of my chest and the rug under my feet. Like, that really happened. So much ended. But you know what? I felt actually ready this time to let them go. You know when you have like a lot of bad habits and you get to a point where you're over it, you're over it. Like, even you feel disgusted with yourself. No? Okay, well, how about when you go on a binge eating junk food binge for like a month or two, and at this point you feel really nasty, like your stomach is begging you, like, please feed me something decent, and your whole body quite literally feels like a garbage landfill. And you're like, okay, yeah, I need to get my shit together now. That's how I felt. But you know what? I also didn't do like I did in Libra season. Like, after I got my shit together, I didn't go neurotic, you know, going from 0 to 100. Because that never works out. I do that for a week and then I'm back to being a bedrot girly for another 2 months. No. Now, Sagittarius season, however... Sagittarius season. We play a little differently here. Sagittarius isn't known to be about balance, but it does march to the beat of their own drum, period. And I think I'm finding my own rhythm, period. To be quite honest with you, it's not balance we're looking for here. Not anymore, because if you think about balance isn't always a really personal thing, you know? Sagittarius, even if it's like been walked all over, the volcano will erupt and recalibrate back to the beat of their own drum. Sagittarius, quite literally, is the last fire zodiac sign, and that means it's old, it's grumpy, and it's just like an old volcano that's like dormant, you know, just relaxing. But if you keep poking it around, it's gonna erupt, baby girl. And so, I wanted to talk about that in this episode. How to march to the beat of our own drums. How to really align ourselves. And what is really our flow. Social media. This is for the social media chronically online girls or whoever. Social media gives us a pretty looking balance of how to live life, right? And they all mean well, but at the end of the day, judgment is going to come if you don't follow your favorite influencer's advice to a T. Not from them, but from yourself. And it's so subconscious too. Like, you wouldn't even know it until you realize it's too late and you're burnt out. Like, sure, let me give you an example. We can all work out 3 to 4 days out of the week, and then we can eat out on the weekends. Or, sure, we can work out for like 5 days of the week and leave your side projects at nighttime. Or we can work out in the mornings or the night or hike on the weekends. Lovely. Whatever. But the truth is, these are just templates. these are just ideas that someone else has come up with. It's kind of like those journals where like you have a journal that's completely blank, right? And like you write whatever the hell you want. Or you have journals that have the prompts that like help you figure out what you want to say, what you want to write about. It's like that. Oh, that's a really great example, actually. For me, the God honest truth is that no one can do my rhythm. My template is my own. I will always get the journal that has absolutely nothing in it besides lines. Because, why? Let me explain. Because I'm a mess and it works for me. I do not wake up at 6 or 7 or 8 or 9. No, I don't work out every day, nor do I go out every day. And the truth is, the moment I stopped judging myself and thinking I'm not good enough, and I just owned my rhythm and did the things I had to do even if it turned out messy, the moment I felt at Venus, at ease, the moment I honored my type B personality, because honestly, no one, and I mean no one, was judging me harder than my brain. My friends love me, my parents love me, the world is still spinning and everything's okay. The pressure I was giving to myself went down. I don't have kids, I don't have gigantic responsibilities. I can be my messy human self and it works. And how do I know it works? Because I'm not having mental breakdowns anymore. I feel calmer. I want to do things instead of feeling pressure and burnout to not do anything. So yeah, I'd say I've turned down the heat. And isn't that the whole point of life? Come on, y'all. One globe. Big globe. And truthfully, I think we all kind of come to our senses as we're coming to the end of the year. Societally speaking, at least, not spiritually. Astrologically, the end of the year ends in Pisces season, which is March. But societally speaking, our societal agreement of December being the end of the year is this. And I started thinking about life and what its purpose as human beings are for us. And to be quite frank with you, I think it is very different compared to other living things. And that's simply because our brains are stronger than animals and plants. Stronger? Is that a good word? Like, it's more developed. We do a lot of things and we make a lot of stuff out of nature, whilst animals kind of leave nature alone, or rather simply eat it and sleep on it. You know, can we agree with that? I think we could kind of agree on that. And so because we like making stuff and knowing more than our other species here, we're far more curious. And I think we sort of have to create our own purpose here to satisfy our curiosity and enjoyment, entertainment. It doesn't quite come as easy for us, being that we simply live in a globe. Sure, we're a little superior, but we're all in this globe together and we can't get out. It's our oxygen, it's our home, it's our food. No matter what we are, we're tethered here and we need to come back for resources. And as we dive into Sagittarius season and its lessons it brings, I want to get into it. So Sagittarius energy, it's about movement, it's about truth, expansion, and honestly, audacity in your own direction. It's like the universe is saying, follow the rhythm that feels like you, baby girl. Feels like you. Like, I feel so mutable. Oh my God, it's a mutable sign too. So if you don't know what mutable is, I have explained it before in certain podcast episodes, but mutable is when it moves, it changes, it's all about direction. It does not really stay still per se. This is where change happens. This is where the seasons change, making room for winter. We're not really in winter yet. I don't know if people know that, but winter is actually at the end of December, the 21st, I believe. It's usually around like one of the 20s. Let me just double check. Yes, so according to my calendar, winter actually starts December 21st, period. We're just leaving fall. We're still in fall. We're still in fall, y'all. Just because it's December doesn't mean we're not in fall. Like, fall doesn't just begin September and October and that's it. Like, I feel like sometimes some people think that. But you will be mistaken. Now, going back to Sagittarius season, because I went on a tangent there. If you feel yourself doing so much for yourself, ooh, you're tapped in, angels. That is peak Sagittarius energy. Stepping into something brave, honest, future-oriented, and a little bit wild in its vulnerability. I have been feeling some new hobbies that I've been wanting to try. I'm tapped. Tap me in. Here, you choose a new rhythm. One that isn't shaped by pressure or expectations or what you quote unquote should be doing, but by what you actually need. Sagittarius season is inviting you to trust your inner compass by breaking old patterns of overthinking and pressure. Choosing something long-term, some long-term expansion over short-term survival. Letting your spirit breathe after that intense Scorpio strip down, you know? Like, everything has a reason. Yes, Scorpio was intense, okay? We're all traumatized. But if you were able, and I really hope so, I'm sending you lots of blessings, angels. If you were able to get the lessons and the knowledge and the wisdom from Scorpio, Sagittarius is gonna come to you like butter. I was gonna say lava, but that's hot. Like butter. Okay? And honestly, it makes total sense that I felt off during Libra season. I was just trying to balance when I was actually meant to realign. Now I'm not sprinting, not performing, you know? I'm just moving in truth. And that's the actual lesson. It's giving self-devotion. It's giving new chapter. Period. So, some things about Sagittarius season, some little Snapple facts. It's ruled by Jupiter, the planet of abundance, luck, growth, and higher meaning. So the vibe is big. Not heavy big, but big like possibilities. Also, because it's the planet of luck and abundance, hello, it is a great time to start manifesting. I hope angels were able to manifest lots and lots last night on the full moon in Gemini, because money will be coming your way, or at least gifts. It is the 9th sign of the zodiac wheel, so we're getting a little older, but a little wiser. Like I said, it's the last fire sign of the zodiac wheel. So let's really pay attention within these last 4 zodiac signs of the end of the year. Sagittarius coming at 9th, and then we have Capricorn 10, Aquarius 11, and finally the Earth ends in water. Pisces. Sagittarius season wants you to stop living small. She's like, why are you limiting yourself? Why are you dimming? For who? For what? This season pushes you to stretch into the full version of yourself. And when I mean you, it's the imperfect you, baby girl. Because she's gonna shine no matter what. Flames and everything. This is where you get your courage back. Ooh, it is fire for a reason. It is courageous, okay? Sag is a fire sign, so suddenly you're braver. You say the things you've been swallowing. Oh, hello, who's this? You do the things you were scared to try. Hi. And you bet on yourself a little more boldly. Yes, period. You also crave meaning here. No hustle, not perfection, but meaning, purpose, alignment. Some other things you obtain here is you start aiming again. Sagittarius is the archer. The moment you breathe, you can finally see the target, and the aim gets clearer. The goals get real again. No chaos, no pressure, just direction. We love that. We love a clear target. You reconnect with optimism, not toxic positivity, and not fake manifesting, but real optimism. You know, it's that I survived, I learned, and I'm choosing myself now. You know, it's that inner glow. We love her. And so speaking of that, because we all collectively went through Mercury retrograde, unhinged, and like unnecessarily, I wanted to dive a little more into what the global collective theme would be like for all of us as a whole for this season. And I dug up some research, and according to my calculations, we'll be having a global shift from survival mode to expansion mode. So as I was saying, people will start feeling like they can breathe again. Less, I'm drowning, more, wait, maybe I can actually do something with my life. You know, it's a season of mental freedom. And we can also expect more truth coming to the surface. So Sagittarius rules honesty and clarity and transparency. So expect like secrets revealed or sudden realizations or people saying what they really feel. Listen, my mom's a Sagittarius. Enough said. And Scorpio does this too, but Sag will give more like sass. Think like Britney Spears telling you no rather than the Grim Reaper, you know? Like think of it like pop culture saying no and moving on. There's no lingering. We just move on, you know? And as a planet, we collectively go, I'd rather be honest than polite. Sorry, not sorry. Another thing I really love about Sag is that it has big ideas, big future plans. Everyone gets more inspired here. Everyone gets more philosophical for some reason. I think it's the winter coming. It's more like, what if I tried, you know? It's why people suddenly like book trips or they start new plans or think about moving or changing majors. They let go of this stuck energy because again, it's mutable. It's moving, it's flowing, it goes to the beat of their own drum. So this season makes the world just dream bigger, you know? I feel like that's also why some people really just get into the heart and spirit of Christmas too. Like we're just so excited and I love it. I need to get me my little Christmas tree and my Christmas lights because my room is still kind of Sabrina Spellman. It's still kind of Halloween-y here. That's okay. That's okay. Moving on, one thing Sagittarius does not like is being boxed in. So if you're feeling uncomfortable in your usual circle or box, yeah, that's good because Sag is like, yeah, get out, baby girl, leave. You need to get outside. And maybe instead of coffee, get a strawberry matcha. You know, I could use one right now, so. Or maybe it's time to try eggnog for the first time. I feel like a lot of people still haven't tried that. And I'm one of them. So, yeah, we'll see this collective as people questioning rules, people pushing back on the system, or choosing autonomy, or redefining identity, you know? And it's not chaotic, really. It's actually liberating. So yeah. And along with the Christmas spirit, humor, lightness returns. Turn on those Christmas lights. Like after intense Scorpio death, Sag season brings back laughter and silliness and playfulness and sarcastic humor. It's very, I'm not taking this too seriously energy, you know? People's spirits lift. Things feel less heavy. The world feels a little less tight. You know, like we can all fit in here. Now, spiritually speaking, I think there's no better time than Sagittarius season to bring us back to journaling again. Yeah, it's so nice and cozy and meditating all alone by yourself, maybe analyzing dreams, pulling up tarot cards, asking deeper questions about purpose. And I think collectively we get more open-minded and curious about new things. Sagittarius season is telling us, shoot your shot. And the world feels that. People confess, people apply, people take leaps, people leave things that aren't aligned anymore. Because it's the season of movement, not stagnation. And the overall vibe of the world is we're all stepping into our next chapter boldly, imperfectly, and just way more authentically. It's like the universe is saying, you survived the hard part. Now grow. And with that being said, that is all I have for you today, angels. Happy first week of December. I hope you've all had a lovely, magical, spirited, beautiful first week of December. And I hope Christmas comes to you super fun and happy, and you get all the gifts that you wanted, and you try all the things that you wanted to try. Try the eggnog, try the coquito, try the hot chocolate, try it with cinnamon, try the strawberry matcha. I'm just hungry. I'm super hungry right now. If you want to find me, I am available on TikTok and YouTube as August and Venus, Instagram as @MyLifeWithJohanna, and I am now expanding this podcast to other streaming platforms. You can find it now available on iHeartRadio and Amazon Music. Yes, we are expanding to other platforms. I'm so excited. And next week, I'll probably be expanding it to more spaces, but that is enough work for me for a week. Have a lovely weekend, angels. Have a lovely first weekend in December. And that's it. My name is Johanna, also go by August here at the Cove, and this is Venus Cove, signing off. Until next time, Venus angels.